I'd like to call a special meeting of the President and Board of Trustees of the Village of Tinley Park, Cook and Will County, held on Wednesday, August 2nd, 2023, beginning at 5 p.m. in council chambers. Everyone please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk, you call the roll?
Trustee Brady?
Here.
Trustee Brennan?
Present.
Trustee Mahoney?
Present.
Trustee Mueller? Trustee Shaw?
Present.
Trustee Sullivan? President Klein?
Present. Item number 1, can we have a motion to consider approval of tonight's agenda?
So moved. Second.
Madam Clerk?
Roll call for item 1, Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 2, I'd like to ask the board for a motion to consider approval of the minutes of the regular village board meeting that was held on July 18th, 2023.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Thank you. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Roll call for item 2, Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Item number 3, I'd like to ask the board for a motion to consider approval of the consent agenda items.
So moved. Second.
Thank you. Consent agenda items have been publicly posted and available for review on the agenda for this meeting. Anyone like to remove any of these items? Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Roll call for item 3, Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 4, Trustee Mahoney.
Thank you. Please consider adopting ordinance 2023-0-042, approving a First Amendment to the Harmony Square Development Agreement, North Street and Oak Park Avenue.
I'll second
Is there a motion?
it. So moved.
Second?
Second.
Go ahead.
Thanks. As the Harmony Square project continues to move forward, there has been a few request changes to the development agreement. This amendment, it reduces overall tax increment financing, incentive amount due to overall reduction in total project costs. This ordinance was discussed at the Committee of the Whole meeting held prior to this meeting. This ordinance is eligible for adoption.
Thank you. Any comments from the board? Madam Clerk, call the roll, please.
Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item number 5, Trustee Brennan.
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion to consider adopting Resolution 2023-R-086, approving a contract between the Village of Tinley Park and Lakota Group for Harmony Square infrastructure improvements, design, development, and construction documents phase.
Is there a second?
I will second that.
Go ahead, Bill.
Thank you, Trustee Sullivan. This agreement includes the scope of services that consists of design, development, and construction documents for the landscape architecture and of Harmony Square and the surrounding streetscapes, as well as other downtown-related design elements, such as pedestrian walkway connections. This item was discussed at the Committee of the Whole meeting held prior to this meeting, and this resolution is eligible for adoption.
Any questions from the board? Any questions from the public? Madam Clerk, call the roll, please.
Roll call for item 5, Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Item number 6, Trustee Shaw.
I'd like to make a motion to consider adopting Resolution 2023 R-07, approving a contract between the Village of Tinley Park and R.C. Wegman Cullen Construction Management for Harmony Square infrastructure improvements, design, development, and construction documents phase.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Go ahead, Ken.
This agreement with R.C. Wegman and subconsultant Cullen Construction Management to provide owner's representation consulting services during the pre-construction phase, design, development, and construction documents of the Harmony Square project, and act as an extension of Tinley Park. This item was discussed at the Committee of the Whole meeting held prior to this meeting. This resolution is eligible for adoption.
Any questions from the board? Any questions from the public? Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Roll call for item 6, trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you, everyone. Item number 7, trustee Sullivan.
Consider adopting Resolution 2023-R-084, approving a contract between the Village of Tinley Park and Tria Architecture, Inc. for Harmony Square infrastructure improvements, design, development, and construction documents phase.
Do I have a motion?
So moved?
Second.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Colleen.
This agreement includes the scope of services consisting of design of all building structures of Harmony Square, including a hospitality building located at the corner of Oak Park Avenue and North Street, the Harmony Square Support and Stage Building located at the corner of Oak Park Avenue and 173rd Street, and the VIP Building for concert viewing. This item was discussed at the Committee of the Whole meeting held prior to this meeting. This resolution is eligible for adoption.
Thank you. Any questions from the board? Any questions from the public? Madam Clerk?
Roll call for item 7, trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 8, trustee Brady.
Yes, I'd like to consider adopting Resolution 2023-R-083, approving a contract between the Village of Tinley Park and Robinson Engineering, LET, for Harmony Square infrastructure improvements, design, development, and construction documents phase.
So moved?
Is there a second?
A second.
Thank you.
The agreement includes the scope of services that consist of professional engineering, surveying services for Harmony Square and the surrounding area of public infrastructure improvements, the roadway, main water, and manhole rehabilitation as dated in the June 15, 2023 Professional Services Agreement. This item was discussed at the Committee of the Whole meeting held prior to this meeting. This resolution is eligible for adoption.
Thank you, Mr. Brady. Any questions from the board? John Urbanski? Do you have
Yes,
anything you want to add?
Yes, just wanted to make mention that this is the item that was adjusted at the Committee of the Whole, the Professional Services Agreement. Have some adjustments posted to it.
Correct. That's the one we talked about in the Committee of the Whole. The new agreement was put before the board tonight.
Trustee Brennan was not here. Can you just
Yes.
give him a
Yeah,
brief description of what he missed?
Yeah, there was some, the professional services contract that was attached to the board packet on Friday was modified, taking out some of the things that put it more in line with the village's contract and what our requirements are. Okay, and it's been agreed to. So it was just a little tweaking over, and it's before you now, right here on this hard copy. Got it. Thank you. You're welcome.
Any questions from the public? Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Roll call for item 8, trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
The motion carries. Item 9, trustee Dennis Mahoney.
Thank you. Please consider adopting Resolution 2023-R-085, approving a contract between the Village of Tinley Park and Christopher B. Burke Engineering Limited for Harmony Square infrastructure improvements, design, development, and construction documents phase.
So moved?
Is there a second?
Second?
Thank you. Go ahead, Dennis.
Thanks. This agreement includes the scope of services that it consists of site utilities and civil work for the Harmony Square Plaza and surrounding areas, dry utility relocation from overhead to underground, electrical and street lighting design within the project limits, and all required coordination is further described in this proposal dated July 26th of 2023. This item was discussed at the Committee of the Whole meeting held prior to this meeting. This resolution is eligible for adoption.
Thank you, Dennis. Any questions from the board? Is there any questions from the public? Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Roll call for item 9, trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item number 10, trustee Bill Brennan.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to make a motion to consider adopting ordinance 2023-0-041, amending Title IX, Chapter 91, Section 8 of the Tinley Park Municipal Code, impoundment and redemption for stray animals.
I'll make that motion.
No, we need a second.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm second.
Thank you. Go ahead, Bill.
Thank you, trustee Sullivan. Consider amending the Village Code of Ordinance to allow all animal shelters in the community to set their own prices for the services they provide to the community. This item was discussed at the Committee of the Whole meeting held prior to this meeting. This ordinance is eligible for adoption.
Any questions from the board? Any comments from the public? Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Roll call for item 10, trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
That motion carries. Next, we have item number 11, trustee Bill Brennan.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to make a motion to consider adopting Resolution 2023-R-082, amending an agreement between the Village of Tinley Park and the People's Animals Welfare Society for impoundment policies and fees.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Thank you, trustee Mahoney. Consider amending the agreement to allow a community service officer to deliver stray animals to the PAWS facility, allow PAWS to set their own prices for impoundment fees, and allow PAWS to determine which payment methods they can accept. This item was discussed at the Committee of the Whole meeting held prior to this meeting. This resolution is eligible for adoption.
Thank you. Any questions from the board? Comments from the public? Madam Clerk?
Roll call for item 11, trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Next, we have item number 12, receive comments from staff. Anyone from staff care to comment?
Just a couple words. I want to thank everyone for coming out last night. We had perfect weather. I think our, at National Night Out, I think our attendance surpassed last year. I want to thank, I know the village president, Mayor Glatz, and village manager were out there, as well as fire, public works, and a lot of people here on the board. Department heads were all there. I think everyone had a nice night, so thanks again.
Anyone else have any comments? Next, we have item number 13, receive comments from the board. Anyone from the board care to comment?
Good. I do.
Go ahead.
Okay. I did a little research concerning the National Night Out, and I found some various interesting facts. One, that National Night Out anti-crime started in 1970, but as a national idea, started in 1984. And I have 3 quotes that they gave me from various organizations, that it aims to strengthen the relationship between police and residents. National Night Out is a celebration of neighborhoods who work with law enforcement year-round to build safer, more caring communities. And the national event to promote police-community partnerships and neighborhood camaraderie to make our neighborhoods safer. That was according to the National Association of Town Watch, which started all of this back in 1970. And it is great, as the chief mentioned, the amount of people, citizens that came out there. But everything that I read, there was nothing to talking about any other items that should be out there other than the police department and the community that works for the village or city that they're from. And also, I checked into it, we have won 19 awards, and they do it by population, okay? We have, Dana told me that we have won 19 awards over the years for what we have put together out there. And nowhere did they say anything about politics that was in the board. So we commend Chief and your command staff, okay, for what they did. And speaking of the police, I was asked to read this, that the Citizens Police Academy is coming up. For those of you not familiar with it, the Citizens Police Academy is a 12-week program designed to give residents a working knowledge of law enforcement and the Tinley Park Police Department. The program will be held Thursday evenings beginning January 11th, 2024, running through March 28th, 2024. It is offered free of charge and is limited to only 30 students. So applications will be available on Monday, August 7th at the Tinley Park Police Department. The station is open 24 hours a day. You can get an application there. So I have been there and done that, and it's a fabulous insight on what our police department does every day. You learn a lot in 12 weeks. I recommend anybody and everybody to take this opportunity to learn about our fabulous police department. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Very nice.
You're welcome. Anyone else?
I just want to add that it was a beautiful event. So I just want to thank everyone who was involved in organizing the National Night Out. I got to take my grandson. That was the first time he went to it. So we had a lot of fun. The vendors, thank all them. They gave away some nice things for the kids and just their interaction with them. And everyone did a great job, and it was a well-deserved recognition for our police department. Thank you.
Anyone else?
I was out at the National Night Out, and I'll just echo what everyone else has said. It was a great event, great turnout, just a really excellent thing for the public. I was going through my notes since the last board meeting, trying to recall just some of the, wonderful things that we've had going on in the town, and honestly, I've kind of lost track because there are so many. So I'm just going to give kind of a blanket kudos and thank you to marketing department and all the departments that just do a great job putting on things like Music in the Plaza and just all the events that we have. And on top of that, all of the, it may not seem like it by how smoothly everything went through the board, but I do know that with Harmony Square, all of us see behind the scenes just how much effort has gone into all of the, getting all the contracts, all the plans together. So I'm just gonna say how excited I am to see all of that moving forward. All of this contract work, no offense to Paul down there, it's kind of boring. Seeing all the work actually going on the site is what gets people really excited, but that can't happen without all this work. So I'm looking forward to it, and great work so far.
Anyone else?
Yeah, I'll just ditto what everyone else said at the risk of being redundant. Congrats to Chief and his team, and Dinah and Commander Tenza did a really good job pulling all the resources together. I got there a little late last night, but I was able to see everyone, and I thought the whole department did a great job. So thanks for all your hard work.
Thank you. Anyone else? I'll just, again, sound like Bill Brennan, be redundant, it's the same thing. As far as resources, I want to thank Pat Carr. He contacted the Chicago Police Department, had the helicopter there. It was great seeing it, how slow they could spin that thing as it's flying around you. You're used to seeing it flying. I think glasses were a little fuzzy, so. But thanks, Pat, for having the CPD there. Really appreciate it. All the police departments. This National Night Out is about the police department and our police officers. And thank you to our fire department and our public works for participating. And just thanks to staff, Lisa Valley and Kristen and marketing always keep us informed to let us know to be there at the National Night Out. So thank you for you guys in inviting us. And just to piggyback off of what Bill said, I won't go back to your timeline of your notes and what it mentioned or what it didn't, but just how respectful and what a great event it was. And it's unfortunate that there's bad actors and people have to ruin it. the police chief, Matt Walsh, and Pat Carr received a nasty email from Senator Hastings, basically, without even talking to them yet, kind of, in my opinion, being threatening, demanding to be a part of the event, wants to be part of the, you know, the national night out, which it doesn't affect him. Police Chief Matt Walsh kindly, I think, called him or emailed him back and let him know this is a day for our police. This is a day for Will County, the Cook County Sheriff's Department, the, you know, all the police agencies around. And he asked him not to attend, and sure enough, Senator Hastings just can't help himself. He showed up and put a tent against the police chief's direction and wishes. So other than that, appreciate all the vendors and everyone that you guys got there that enjoyed themselves. Just wish everyone would follow the rules. So thanks for contacting him, Chief. Just unfortunately didn't listen to you. I'm not going to go into it very much because I won't be able to finish the meeting, but just we had a great one leave us last week, and I'm sure it'll be posted on the services. Anyone else?
Should you mention, Mike, though, the former staff member?
That's about all I can say, Bill.
Okay.
So if you like to, God bless you.
No, I'll just leave it at that, so people
I
wonder
just-
what he's talking about.
I'm about out of
Former
words.
staff member.
So if you like to finish, go ahead. I can't.
I'd chime in myself. Mayor Glass is referring to Paula Walrick, who's a former Community Development Director. I worked with Paula starting in 2016 when I joined the Plan Commission. And I will just say from my part, Paula was one tough cookie. And Paul and I butted heads quite a few times, and I admit that most of the time we butted heads, it was when I wasn't listening to her. I learned a tremendous amount from her and gained a ton of respect for her, and it's about all I can say on that. I just want to make sure that we pay our respects. Thank you.
Thanks, Ken. Item 14, receive comments from the public. Anyone from the public here to comment? Be a good time for Hastings to come. Take the air out of the room. Item 15. I'd like to ask for a motion to adjourn to executive session to discuss the following. A, the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees of the public body or legal counsel for the public body, including hearing testimony on a complaint lodged against an employee of the public body or against an employee of the public body or against legal counsel for the public body to determine its validity. B, the purchase or lease of real property for the use of the public body, including meetings held for the purpose of discussing whether a particular parcel should be acquired. C, the setting of a price for sale or lease of property owned by the public body. And finally, D, litigation when an action against, affecting, or on behalf of the particular public body has been filed and is pending before a court or administrative tribunal, or when the public body finds that an action is probable or imminent, in which case the basis for the finding shall be recorded and entered into the minutes of the closed meeting. Is there a motion?
So moved. Second.
Thank you, everyone. Madam Clerk, can you call the roll, please?
Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
That motion will be carried. Thank you. We are adjourned at 5:24 PM. Thank you.